Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Today I'm going to be doing a video about Oracle VM VirtualBox. Now, whether you're on Windows or whether you're on Linux, if you're on Windows and contemplating you want to look at Linux, test around with Linux, but you don't want to go the USB route and you want to do something that might seem a little quicker to you, this will work for you. You just have to go to Oracle VM website, download VirtualBox there. Now, if you're running Linux and you want to try a different version of Linux or a different distribution, you'll want to go over to your software or add and remove software or your app store, whatever you might have on your distribution, and just look up. I usually just put Oracle. It'll pop in. Boom, there you go. I've already got it downloaded, so all you got to do is click download. It'll download the dependencies for you. And once it's done installing, you're ready to go. So what you want to do is close out of there, and then you want to decide, okay, what distribution do I want to give a shot? It's real simple. Let's say you wanted to try Ubuntu. Just go over to Ubuntu. Downloads. They got their long-term support. You got the most recent version, 21.04. Or let's say you want to try Mint. You'd go over to Linux Mint. Fedora. Zip on over to Fedora. Just find out what you want to try and download it. Okay, I myself will be downloading Manjaro GNOME because I've had a couple viewers say they wanted to see me do a review on it, so I downloaded it. All I did was click over here, click download, and it downloaded. Now, once you've got it downloaded, yep, there it be. Close out of that. Go over to your virtual machine. Click on it. What you're going to want to do here is new. Click on new and give your machine a name. So I'm just going to call it Manjaro GNOME. And seeing how it's based on Arch, I will switch that to 64-bit Arch. Click next. Select the amount of memory in megabytes to be allocated to the virtual machine. The recommended memory size is 1024. Seeing how I have 8 gigabytes of memory, I'm going to go ahead and assign my virtual machine 3 gigs of memory. So there we go. Next. Right here it says if you wish, you can add a virtual hard disk to the new machine. You can either create a new hard disk file or select one from the list or from another location using the folder icon. You can do not add virtual hard disk, create a virtual hard disk, or use an existing virtual hard disk. Sorry about that. I'm going to not add it because I'm going to run mine in live mode. So I'm not going to allocate a certain size hard drive within my hard drive. So I'm going to do not add virtual disk, create, and it'll warn me here. If I don't create a virtual hard disk, I cannot install, which is fine because I'm running it in live mode. So I will continue. So there you go. My base machine is set up. So what I want to do now is I want to go to settings, and it'll, in your first screen, your general screen, it'll just say Manjaro GNOME or whatever operating system you're trying out. Advanced, you don't have to worry about. Description, you don't have to worry about. Disk encryption, you don't have to worry about. So we move on to system. And in your system, it says your base memory that you've allocated to this machine out of 8 gigabytes of RAM is 3. Processor, I've got 12 CPUs, so I'm going to assign this machine 4 of those CPUs. And acceleration. We don't have to worry about anything under acceleration. Then we go to display. I've got 16 megs. I'm going to bump that up to 32 of my 128. Now, depending on what the resources are on your machine, you can change these accordingly. You know, if you've got 256 megabytes of video RAM, you want to allot it 64, you can go ahead. Remote display and recording, we do not have to worry about. Storage. Now you're going to come here and you're going to see controller IDE, and then below it's a little disk and it says empty. Click on that disk and you will see this over here pop up. You want to click on live CD and then click on the disk next to the box, and you will see that my downloaded Manjaro is right there showing. So I'm going to click on that and it is populated to this area over here now. So next we go to audio. I don't have to worry about audio. Network. Your network will show as a integrated network adapter. It'll show as Ethernet when you start your machine up. Serial ports, we don't have to worry about those. USB, shared folders, and user interface. So I'm going to go back up to general. I'm going to click OK. So my machine is powered off, but it is ready to go. All my settings are ready. So once you've got it ready, what you want to do is go ahead and click Start. Once it starts up, it'll give you have an auto capture keyboard option turned on. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. Right here, we're going to boot with open source drivers. So we'll hit enter. We can close out of that message. And it says your virtual reports that the guest OS supports mouse pointer integration, which is already integrated into it. So we will close there. As you can see, it is starting to load up. Now, like I said, whether you're on Windows or whether you're on a different distribution of Linux, this will work on all of them. Make sure when you download it in either your software manager or whatever app store you might have with your Linux distribution, that you get the dependencies that go with it. Okay, as you can see, there it is. Now what we want to do up here is we want to go View, and we want to go to full screen mode, and it'll give you a warning. We're switching to full screen mode. And there we go. We are now in Manjaro GNOME inside of VirtualBox on your Linux machine. Now when you're in here, you can do anything that you want to do. You can give this thing a test drive. You can go and you can look around and see what's going on. You can go over here. You can open up your apps. And you can give it a test drive, and as you can see, it's pretty snappy. Let's open up the file manager inside GNOME. There we go. Let's go ahead and open that up a little bit. And you can pretty much do everything that you need to do. And if you notice up here, it just told me that we have an available update for Manjaro GNOME inside our VirtualBox. So let's close out of that. Let's see what else we got. Let's run. I want to see if this comes with HTOP. HTOP. Nope, it doesn't come with HTOP out of the box. So let's see if we can find system resources and see if it's system monitor. Let's see what the system's showing inside our VirtualBox. Processes, resources. Okay, right now it's using 1.6 gigabytes of the 3.1 gigabytes that I assigned to the virtual machine. And it's showing the 4 CPUs that I have going right here. And you can tell that it's doing pretty decent. But that, in short, is how you run VirtualBox and how you can try a Linux distribution before you install. Now, what you want to do is, seeing how this is full screen, you want to get out of full screen so you can back out of this machine. Take your cursor all the way to the bottom. Your bar comes up. You can click on View. Let's go ahead and click it out of full screen mode. As you can see, it drops back in. You just go up here and you want to click Close, power off your machine, click OK. You're powered off and done. You can close out of VirtualBox, and when you open it back up, that virtual machine's still there. Anytime you want to go back into it, all you got to do is highlight it and click Start. Short, sweet, VirtualBox, how you can give Linux a test drive, whether you're on Windows or whether you're already on a different Linux distribution. If you've got any questions or comments, please drop them below. I'm pretty good at answering them, so you got anything, shoot it at me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That way you can be entered for the Asus ZenBook 14 giveaway on August 31st, 2021. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.